Hi, this is Carissa Crane. I'm the owner of Brow Tricks Products, and your artist uses my method of healing because it's the best one. So I'm gonna give you these instructions to make it easy for you to know what to expect during the microblading process. In addition to that, correct instructions and to make it easy on you as the client to have your brows heal beautifully. So first of all, what to expect for your appointment. So the number one thing that I can't say enough is that microblading is a process. It's going to be 60 to 90 days before you're able to wake up with perfect brows. And I know that that's the dream, right? That's the investment you're making. That's why you're doing this, and you will get there. You will get there. But you have to be patient and you have to trust the process. So during your microblading appointment, your artist will perfectly map out your brows, and you guys will together decide on the ideal shape for your bone structure, for your hair growth. In addition to that, your artist is trained with me and knows how to give you customized brows in the flow pattern. This is huge. What this means is that instead of having one set pattern that most artists just put on every face, your artist is going to customize every little hair that goes on your face to your brow flow. This means that your brow, your microbladed brow, is going to blend flawlessly with your true brow hair. This is going to make them look way more natural. It's going to make them fade and heal better, and it's just going to give that hyper realistic look that everybody shoots for with microblading. They're also going to customize the pigment and color choice to try to match your brow hair. So again, it will blend beautifully. So after deciding on the perfect shape, they're gonna go ahead and get you real numb. I have amazing products. I literally have video upon video of clients snoring during microblading. I know that a lot of people have had bad experiences, and just tattoos in general. Yes, they're supposed to be painful, but I promise you, it will not be. You will be very pleasantly surprised. Beauty doesn't have to be pain. So after you're fully numbed and you have the perfect shape symmetrically mapped out on your face, then your artist will give you amazing brows. And this is done with a hand tool that is dipped into ink, and tiny little strokes are placed into the skin. So after every stroke is placed, it leaves just a little scratch in the skin and pigment implanted. But that pigment is not permanent in your skin until it heals. This does not go into that deeper layer of the skin, the dermis, where blood comes. So you're not going to get those thick, ugly, chunky scabs of if you fall and scrape your knee. But it's like if you get a superficial burn, you know how there's that kind of sappy, clear fluid that comes up to the skin, into that surface layer? That's what's gonna happen. And still, most burns will get that thin scab on top, right? That's what you should expect during your healing. So the key is to not touch those brows until they are fully healed. Because if you pick a scab, you can create scarring. We do not want to scar your brows. If you get scars from picking your brows, you won't even be able to get your touch-up because your brows will be scarred, and you'll have to wait to get that scar tissue softened before you're able to work on them. So guys, number one, don't pick your brows. You got to just let them heal and let that pigment do its thing and embed itself into the layers of skin it's supposed to be. So what happens is there forms the little scratch, and then the pigment's just sitting there. Okay, so as that little scab heals on top and forms on top, then in this area it settles into the epidermis, and then the scab and the pigment separate. At first they are one during the healing process. So if that scab comes off too early, and typically I say it has to stay for 5 days, you will lose pigment in that area. So So it's vital to keep your scabs for at least 5 days. The average is actually 7. So again, once the pigment and the scab separate and peel off, what you are then seeing is new skin growing on top. It's like when you get sunburnt and the skin is very red and it's that baby skin, and then it slowly kind of toughens up and becomes more like normal skin. So that little soft layer on top is kind of a white color. It's kind of a milky color. So you actually have the pigment and then a milky color of skin on top of it acting as a filter. So it's really hard to see your pigment with that layer on top of there. So what happens is over 30 days, that's the full healing cycle, 30 days, this white layer will continue to flake and shed off until that skin has fully regenerated, and then your pigment will be brought to the surface of the skin. So you're truly not gonna see what your brows look like healed after that first session until 30 days out. Again, process. It's a process. Repeat after me. Okay, so what we need to do here is trust your artist and know that as you're going through these healing stages, your brows didn't disappear. It's completely normal. The scabs are just gone and that milky layer is on top. And the other thing you need to know, obviously, is that while you're scabbing, you're not seeing correct color, you're seeing a scab. So you cannot judge whatsoever the color of your brows while they're scabbing. Also, have you noticed when you get a thin cut and then a scab forms, the scab is much larger than the cut? That's what happens with your brows. So the shape is also not how your brows are gonna look. You're seeing scabbing, not your brows. And let's say there's an area that they extra had to build up because you didn't have any hair. Guess what? That area, you're gonna see scabbing, not your brows. So the shape's gonna look off. The color's gonna look off. Nothing about them is going to be right while you're healing. And then those scabs fall off and you've got this milky layer. So again, nothing about them is gonna be right because you're barely gonna be able to see them. So please, if your wedding's next week and you wanna get microbladed so it's perfect for your wedding, that's not what this is at all. You will be able to wake up with perfect brows every day, but you gotta trust the process and trust your artist to give you, as long as you're patient, to give you your dream brows. And then at touch-up, they'll be able to perfect the shape, perfect the color. Any little areas that scabs accidentally came off a little bit too early, they'll get those filled in and perfect. And that's all that needs to happen. So I can't wait for you to be able to go through this process and get the brows you've always wanted. It's gonna be worth it, I promise. Just a million times I'm sorry. Trust the process.
I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs.